Oh, hey, come on in. Come creeping right on in. I was just checking out this book from Moonlight Marquee about werewolf movies, and it is a good read. It is a fun book with a lot of werewolf movies covered in it. Unfortunately, it probably also wins the award for the largest number of typos, misprints, misspellings, mistaken word use, and overall goof-ups of any book I've seen. And just so you know, I hope you can see this at home. Can you see that? It is, that's right, the Werewolf Film Encyclopedia. Can you see that? Yep, it's the Film Encyclopedia right there. And if you're thinking, where can I look things up? Well, you read all about it in the encyclopedia. And if you're not sure about that spelling, well, do what I did. You don't even have to have online access. Just look it up in the dictionary. Yep, in the dictionary, you'll find encyclopedia right there somewhere between encores and endocrinology. Anyway, that kind of made it too depressing to do a werewolf mask today. So instead, here on Creepy Cheapies, we'll cover a Scarecrow, because that was the last straw. This particular Scarecrow is a 2022 creation from the creeps at Ghoulish Productions. You know, I like a lot of their masks. This one is called the Possessed Scarecrow. Ooh, Possessed Scarecrow. And in case he's too shadowed by his hat there, let's play peekaboo with his hat for a second so you can get a good look at those creepy, dead, lifeless eyes that have eye cuts beneath them in the hollows underneath his eyes. All right, you can have your hat back where you like it now. Okay, there. The Possessed Scarecrow, in case you're thinking, possessed by whom? Well, this one's possessed by me, because it's mine, right? So I possess it. If you want to possess one, you can buy one, and then you possess the one that you bought. Okay, the Possessed Scarecrow is clearly possessed of some evil intent, some evil spirit, some unpleasant, nasty entity who has some kind of mischief on his mind that he thinks will be fun, but might not be too fun for the human beings he encounters. Now, I love the detail on this. The last time I saw one of these online, the price was $58. And for some reason, this was a harder one to find than some masks. I don't know if that's because they maybe made fewer of them because it takes longer to produce because of all the extra detail work that goes into it, or what. I don't know, but this tends to be kind of a hard one to find. You don't see them all over the place like you do a lot of the Ghoulish Productions masks. However, well worth seeking out, I think. As you can tell, he's a full head latex mask, and it does come down in the back. And we'll lift that up there so you can see. See that? It's the full head, and it's got the hat attached. And the hat is made of burlap, and the hat likes to flop down. Can you see that? But if you want it to stand up more like a witch hat, you could easily do that. Just stuff some paper, make a little small hole in there, or use one of these small holes that's already in there, and stuff in some paper or wadded up bags or something like that, and you could have it stand up pointy on top like this. But really, it looks good either way. I think it looks good standing up or flop down. Likewise, if you want to add more detail to it, you could add colored patches to work it into a specific costume or something. But I love the fact that they went the extra mile for you at Ghoulish with this one and put rope going around there. Can you see the whole deal? I didn't do that. This actually came like this. Again, $58 retail, not bad at all. It's got the rope going around, and that's glued on. The hat is glued on, and the hat not only has little holes punched in it to make it look old and worn and weather beaten. It has, what would you call this? Another type of fabric, nylon, taffeta, something, another layer of fabric underneath the hat so it holds together and doesn't just fall apart, and so you don't see all the way through it. And it has these patches on there, these, you see that? These torn up. I love that. Talk about going the extra mile with detail. And as far as the sculpture, he's got this big sewn together mouth, which he doesn't mind. You know, most people would be unhappy if you sewed their lips shut, but this guy, he doesn't care. He doesn't need to talk in order to communicate. He can communicate just fine with those creepy eyes and by laughing his creepy laugh. And he doesn't even need to be able to speak, which actually, if we unstitched his mouth and took the stitches out, I don't think he'd be able to talk even then. I think it would just come out kind of because he's got this big weird mouth made of torn shreddy fabric, you see. And he's also got, now this is molded in, this is not real rope, this is sculpted rope around his neck, holding his mask together, holding his head together. And of course he's got a necklace there made of either crow skulls or werewolf teeth. I'm not sure which. We'll find out when we get an answer back from the boys at the lab, and we'll know for sure. The lab report will show whether these are in fact werewolf teeth or crow skulls, but whatever they are, they look kind of threatening. Now, one good thing I always like about Scarecrow masks is that they're so easy to costume. This will hang down over whatever you're wearing. You just need something that looks sort of old and tattered and weather beaten, like he's been outstanding in his field. And Ghoulish is pretty outstanding in their field because they also came out with Scarecrow hands. The last time I saw these, they were $26 a pair. And, well, they're an ideal, great match for this guy. But the good news is even better than that. The better news is that they match a lot of the other Scarecrow masks that are on the market these days. So these will go with your Scarecrow masks from other manufacturers as well as your Scarecrows from Ghoulish. And they have a slit right up there. I didn't do that. That's how they come. They're slit up the front to make them easy to get on and off, because without that, and trust me, years of experience dressing up as monsters when I was younger, it's sometimes hard to get those rubber hands off and on. But this, I think, is not ruinous. It doesn't really show. No one's going to notice that the way they would if it had the whole palm missing or something. You can really still show the whole palm of your hand and get pretty much the effect of a full coverage hand, and just have that to make it a little easier for wearing and removing of your rubber hands. So for 58 bucks for the mask, let's say 60, shall we? 60, yeah, we said it. And maybe 25 to 30 for the hands. You can't go wrong. Add this guy to the haunted house, or especially the haunted hayride or the haunted corn maze, and scare everybody and their brother and their neighbor and their third cousin's uncle's best friend. Okay, and we'll be right back right after the following quick break of 1 week.